Hello and welcome to another daily practice. Today we will be focusing on movements and some sustained stretches in the spine mainly and some other body parts naturally as well. So let's go ahead and begin with a little bit of mobility work for the joints. We'll take a deep breath and start to roll the shoulders. And do both directions, looping it out and trying to relax in the neck and trapezius area. And when you've done a few in each direction, we'll lift the arms a little bit and twist side to side. We're breathing smooth and doing our best to find a rhythm or a flow of the movement. You're done with both sides, coming back to center. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring the arms up, abdominals in. Exhale, downward dog. And place the knees down. Let's switch to cat rolls where we exhale round the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and repeat. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lengthen. And we want to not overarch the back when you're lifting the chest and head. So you don't need to extend too much in the low back. Just try and be fluid and focus on moving one joint at a time, or at least one segment of the back at a time, so that it's low, mid, and upper back. Lots of nice rolls. We're going to take a downward dog again. And knees come down. Let's take child's pose. Now from child, tuck the chin and roll back to hands and knees. And then once the shoulders are near the wrists, lengthen the spine. And let's do that a couple more times. So keep the spine nice and long until the end of sinking into child. Then tuck the chin, keep the chin tucked until you've lengthened the low, mid, upper back. Lift the head last. And do that one more time. If you're not able to understand what this looks like, you can always stop and watch, rewind, and do it again. Because we're prolonging the chin tuck and lifting the head last, you can't really watch and learn it and do it all at the same time. So you can rewind and do it again if you want, or we can carry on where you press the ribs side to side. This is another kind of cat roll, but just sort of like a lateral roll where you have a bit of a stretching into the side of the hip. That area is very flexible. You may not feel much, but a lot of people will feel a nice little stretch in the gluteus medius there, which is nice. And sinking back into child. We're going to come on up to sitting. Now, if you can't sit on the heels, maybe sit on some cushioning of some sort or sit cross-legged. And now we're going to do a spinal roll in a sitting position. So it's a lot like the cat roll. We round the back, kind of hollow out the chest, tuck the chin, and then lengthen the spine, expand the chest, lift the head, and repeat a couple more rounds. rounding, lengthening, breathing. Make sure the knees and ankles feel good. If it's starting to hurt any part of the body, you want to adapt and avoid that joint pain. Very good. We're ready to do a little bit of strengthening warm up. So we'll switch back to the hands and knees. Have the fingers facing forward or even slightly turned out so the elbows can really roll in, and we're going to do a couple of cat bows. Keep the hips up and the feet grounding so you're using the core. You might be able to lower all the way, but only do that if you're keeping the elbows right into the side, rounded feet, active core, so it's not just in the shoulders, you're using the abdominals and the back muscles. And then we'll take a nice downward dog. And then walk or jump to the top of the mat. Come into a half lift position and then fold over the legs. Straight back lift position, maybe bend in the knees so you can get that very flat back. And come on up. And then bring the hands to heart. Arms relaxed. Now we're going to do a spinal wave standing. So it's like what we just did in the cat rolls and the sitting rolls, but we're going to bend the knees, let the spine round, let the arms kind of drape down, and then lengthen the legs and spine, tuck the chin until the end, lift the chest and head. Let's do that again. Bend the knees, round, rolling and lengthening. And again, rolling the back, tuck the chin, lengthen the spine, keep the chin tucked until the end and lift the head last. Very good. We'll take that upward salute, really opening the shoulders, toning the back, drawing the abs in, and then a plank pose. Firm legs, nice long position of the spine and legs, shoulders and wrists stacked. Deep breath. And then knees down and release all the way. And inhale, easy cobra. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, easy cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, easy cobra. Release. And now lift and hold for about 3 breaths. And if you want, you can lift the hands, which will build a little bit more strength in the upper back. We're reaching back through the feet and grounding down through them. Exhale, release. Use the core and lift. Come to neutral and then take a plank. You could do a rest pose if you need, otherwise plank with the heels pressing so far back you feel a stretch in your calves. And you're really, by pressing the heels back, you're really firming the thighs. And knees down. And we'll do a couple more rolls. So we're loosening up the back in between rounds of strengthening. Very good. Elbows down. Now we're going to do plank on the elbows. So move the legs back and then try and drop the hips shoulder level. So you're not too low but not too high either. You can do this long if you want, otherwise we're just going to do it for 2 to 3 breaths and then dissolve into the Sphinx. You can try the arms a little wider, maybe even the hands facing out slightly. That can help with the feeling of broadening in the chest. And we're breathing. Coming on down. Using the core and lifting, pushing back, downward dog. And inhale, plank. And exhale, lower. Now we're going to do a locust pose where we lift the legs and the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the legs and the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift legs and chest. Exhale, release. A few more rounds. Exhale, release. Use the core and lift. And take downward dog. Sorry, the cats seem to suddenly come alive while I'm filming. And knees down. Let's do another set of rolling the spine. Do about 3. Very good. You can do an 8-part bow or pass through the plank. Elbows hug in, lower. And now we're going to inhale to cobra. We lift and feel really open in the chest. And exhale, lower. Now bring the hands low to the low ribs and lift to up dog. Lift the thighs, open the chest, and then draw in the abdomen, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. You may want the hands a little wider. You can use a blanket in the lowest part of the stomach, where the stomach and the hips connect, if you need for cobra. We're going to tuck the chin and do several rounds of cobra, rolling up with the chin tucked. Lifting the chest, lifting the head last. And then coming on down. Chin to chest, inhale, come on up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, cobra. Open up in the chest and hold a little bit. If you want to go back to the Sphinx, you can, or come out of it sooner. Otherwise, we'll try and do about 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Use the core and lift. Push into the legs. Downward dog and wag the dog a little bit just to thaw out the low back. Very good. Next is a sitting pose. So we're going to do a seated twist. Sit on your heels if you can. Sit tall. If you need to change the way you're sitting, that's perfectly fine. We'll twist to the right. And twist to the left. Nice deep twist. Open shoulders, open chest. Very good. Come back to center, hands and knees. A couple more rolls, rounding deep. the chin, lengthen smooth. Head lifts last. 2 more. And go ahead and switch to lateral rolls. And then next time you press to the right, hold, and then start to round really deep and come to center, and then press to the left and hold, and then come back to center and lengthen. And let's try that in the reverse order. So press to the left and hold, and then round and come back to center, and press to the right and hold, and come back to center and lengthen. Very good. We'll take child. From child's transition to preparing to lower up the back. We're going to bring the legs through, extend and take a V seat, or have the knees bent and hold the legs if you need. Otherwise, we're up here for just a breath. We'll do a low V seat. We're just hovering a few inches off the ground, looking at the toes, and then lower all the way down. Bend the legs in. Feet parallel. Inhale to a deep bridge. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. And exhale, lower. And after we rest for a breath or two, we're going to do another round of bridge. I refer to it as a deep bridge. How deep something is how deep it should feel, right? It should feel deep in a good way. Doesn't matter how it looks. If it looks like a little but it feels like a lot, then that's good. That's a deep pose. And ideally you practice with deep breath. And if you force it to look like so much, you get such a visual aspect of your pose and you lose the breath, and then you're losing the depth that we want, the depth of true yoga. So focus on your deep bridge within and without, and enjoy. Very good. We'll go ahead and release. Come on down. Open the arms, take the legs to the left, a little bit of a twist. And other side. And when ready, come back to center. Knees to chest. And we'll come on up. Switch to having the legs in front and roll the femurs. Sitting tall as you roll the femurs. And doing the other side. Very good. Now we're ready to sit cross-legged. Maybe sit on a block if you have one, or a folded towel or blanket. And we'll sit nice and tall and just take about a minute with the eyes closed, breathing smooth and taking time just to be. Come back to the body and conclude with a clearing breath and a round of Om. Breathe in, let it all out, and inhale. Namaste. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you like this content, then please subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave a comment below, give a like, and also check the description below for links for donations. This channel is funded by your contributions, and I will continue to contribute more and more content with your feedback and your support so that we can support each other. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.